The Infiltrator, an exceptional film, even if it makes the case for beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Variety was enthused. I'm trying to remember basically what they said. I mean, it's very positive, obviously. I think they gave it 80 out of 100 as a score, and something like the performance of Bryan Cranston in the leading role, wonderful. Perhaps the best outside Breaking Bad, his best role. Even if Dumbo, not Dumbo. I'm sorry, I forgot that the movie where he plays that fabulous screenwriter, Dumbo. Dumbo, I think it's that thing with the elephant, the cartoons. The screenplay writer who had 2 Oscars, one for Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn, but under a different pen name because he was on a blacklist to try and return. So Variety was saying that this is the most credible or something like that performance for an undercover official, and exuberant review. What I've seen, a piece of it. At the other extreme, some granted less relevant journals compiled on the IMDb site were lamenting the performance of the movie. So I side with Variety and say this is fascinating, captivating, intriguing, superb acting, especially in the leading roles, of course. Robert Mazur is the hero, U.S. Customs official who goes undercover, straining to the extreme the relationship with his wife, who's very upset. I mean, you could have retired, and you chose not to. And we've been together for 2 kilometers just doing this. Yeah. As you hear. She's indeed aghast when at one instance they're out for their wedding anniversary, but his identity with the underworld, with the gangsters, says that he's not married, and thus he's placed in a awkward and extremely dangerous. These are killers. I mean, the network he's working with goes all the way to Pablo Escobar, a famous drug lord from Colombia. Perhaps the biggest monster there was there in this business. But then there's Guzman in Mexico. Anyway, one of those devils. So he meets one of the cartel in the restaurant. So he has to make a terrible scene because the waiter brings the cake with happy anniversary, 30 years something. And so his cover will be blown. What do you mean? It's her birthday. She's my secretary. That's what he says to this guy from gangster. And we came out for her birthday, but the anniversary would say something. So he kicks the waiter and beats his head in the cake. What do you mean? I told you to play the thug, the mobster, even if he's in fact a money man, but still he has to keep that. And she's terrified. I mean, I've never seen you do anything the kind before. She's also jealous with Kathy, his partner, Diane Kruger, superb Helena Troy, and many good roles and movies, of course. And she's the undercover agent who plays his girlfriend, would-be wife for the mobsters. They brush with Pablo Escobar. They work with vicious killers, and it's terrifying. Again, to repeat that, emphasize that the acting is superb indeed. And the film is, if not on the level with Donnie Brasco, with which it shares some aspects of this thing with the man who may have some features from the underworld, who gets close to them sometimes, like Donnie Brasco, Johnny Depp, superb in that and so many movies, of course. Bizarre as a human, as he is, and Johnny Depp, I mean, he got fond of the Al Pacino character, and became to some degree a thug himself. And it recalls the tension with his wife, the idea that he has to blend in. Close on the heels of Tony Brasco and other famous gangster movies, of course. With the difference that this and Tony Brasco places the emphasis on the law, on the officer, not as Goodfellas, Godfather, of course, Casino, with spotlight on the villains.